Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video is the first video about my 1972 Chevelle Malibu. Today's video is going to be giving you a little bit of information, background on me and the car. And the reason for that is this isn't everybody's restoration project on a Chevelle you see on Facebook. This is one where a fella's had a car for a long time. Recording this, I'm 52. I got this old girl just shortly after my 18th birthday, so I've had her pretty near 35 years now. And another little tidbit: I was born in Arlington, Texas. This was made in Arlington, Texas in '72. That's cool. I don't care who you are. I think it's cool anyway, especially since it's mine and I've had it that long. But anyways, I remember I'd seen the car around excuse me, around town a few times. That's a story for another day. But when I seen it for sale, I'd come down Davis and turned left on Division there at Arlington, which is 2 lanes in each direction with a turn lane in the middle. And I seen it sitting over to the left in front of a TNT Brake Shop. And it had a for sale sign in the window. My God, I couldn't believe it. I used all 5 lanes. I was in the far right-hand lane. I used them all to turn around and go back and get the number. I pissed off all kinds of people. There were people honking and flipping me off. I didn't care. I wanted to go and look at this car and get that number. You know, I stood there and oogled and drooled over it. You know, searched around in my van for a pen and a piece of paper. Wrote the number down. Made a beeline back to the house. I don't remember where I was going, but I didn't care apparently, because I went back to the house, called this fella, and he answered the phone, and I explained to him then I was 17 and I didn't have any money at the moment, but I had money coming to me guaranteed on my 18th birthday, which was from losing a family member. And bless his heart, I don't know if it was my enthusiasm, how much I loved the car, that convinced him to hold it for me. But he agreed. If I come up with $500 to give to him, he'd hold it until I got my money. And I'm sure there was plenty of people that wanted to buy it at the time. You know, it's not like nowadays where you can't find these things. This was 1987. The car wasn't even 20 years old yet. There was people still driving these things for everyday regular transportation. There were 4 doors and station wagons. They were really easy to find. They were on every other street corner. It's not the way that it is now, of course. But anyway, I have since reconnected with him. He'll be watching this video. I remember telling him, if you sell it to me, I promise I'll take care of it. I'll never get rid of it. And I did take care of it for the most part, and I did hold the last part. I've never gotten rid of it. When I first got it, I washed it regularly. Man, I was fanatical about this car. Wouldn't let people eat in it. No food, no open drinks, no fountain drinks. And in fact, when I pulled the seats out recently, I found this glass Dr. Pepper bottle from the 80s that was under the seat. It's kind of cool, but you know, this has a sealable cap on it. I'd allow that. And you were only allowed to take a drink if we were sitting still. I was telling you, I was pretty fanatical about it. I had somebody pulled a string in the headliner and untied part of the headliner once. I kicked them out of the damn car. I'm not kidding. Screech, get out, out. But I did take really good care of the car. Unfortunately, it got wrecked 6 or 8 months or so after I first got it. Somebody pulled that in front of me. It wasn't my fault. That was an ordeal. I have a picture where a lifelong friend of mine, Steffi, bless her heart, come over and comforted me because I was devastated. My baby got wrecked, you know, but it got repaired. You can't unwreck a vehicle, but it got repaired. Cowl induction hood and all, and back on the road. And then a few months after that, I'd say probably about a total of a year of me hot rodding and living hell out of it around Arlington and up and down the highways and stuff. I put my foot through the engine. You know, I was young and stupid, of course, like all young, stupid kids. I will say this thing probably kept me out of getting into some trouble that I could have gotten into, because, you know, when you're young, you might dabble into this or that here or there, but I never would do that and drive this car. I had other vehicles I could be that stupid in. Didn't do it in this one, so it kept me out of getting into some trouble that I could have gotten into in that respect. But when I did eventually put my foot through the engine, I didn't have any money. I had already spent what money I had, and I didn't have a cherry picker, so I thought, well, it'd be easier to pull the engine block out if I take the fenders off. That worked, but you know, it left the car in pieces, and it stayed in pieces. Then after that, you know, life happens. That would have been sometime in 1988, probably late 1988, and I say that because the registration sticker here on the window was due in February of 1989. So I had gotten it inspected in 88. I never got it inspected in 89. So I know that I haven't driven it since 1988. So I probably drove it right around a year, and I haven't driven it since. I haven't driven it since I was 18 years old. But I plan on it. My original goal was to get it running this at the end of this year, 2022, but it's probably going to be in 23. But I have held on to it. You know, I moved up to the Midwest, Indiana, after I got married and started having children, and you know, it just wasn't a priority then. I had to battle life to keep it a couple times. You know, I've come close to selling it a few times because I needed the money, but I held on to it. You know, it's been stored inside most of these years, not all of them. I do have some fond memories of my kids playing in it when they're little, jumping around the front seat and acting like they're driving. Some really cool memories of that. I wish I had pictures of that, but I don't. But the car's and then I moved down here to Florida here about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm finally in a position where I can start doing something with it, you know. But I didn't know really what condition is it in. I thought I'm just going to slap an engine and transmission in it and get it on the road. And I got to thinking, well, dummy, you need to know what kind of condition the car is in. You know, what's the wiring like? What's the rear end like? And it still has the manual four-wheel drum brakes in it. And I tell you what, few people don't know what it's like driving these things with no power assist drum brakes. You know, having a little 307 with 202 heads, this thing had a whole lot of go and not near enough whoa. You had to start pumping them brakes 10 minutes before you thought you might need to slow down. Stopping, that's a different situation. But I have purchased some components for it already, like a four-wheel disc brake kit and a power assist four-wheel disc brake kit and some stainless steel lines and things that I knew that it was going to need, all new weather stripping, but started tearing farther into it. I was going to video document all of this from the very beginning, but videoing being the learning curve that it is, I'm just now getting started with that. I've removed most of the interior. I do have a video of me taking the driver's side rear quarter glass out. Hopefully that'll help somebody. I've done several of them. Haven't done one for probably 20 years, but it didn't take me much to remember, but they're a little tricky. But I plan on video documenting most of the process of getting it back on the road, and I hope you follow me along and enjoy the journey as much as I know I'm going to. In the next video, I'll do a walk around. We'll talk around. I'll just show you the stuff about the car, what I'm starting with. As far as that goes, I'm really lucky. The floor pan only has one spot in the entire vehicle where it's rusted all the way through, and that's in the trunk in the center. And I already have a patch piece for that. The floor pan in the passenger compartment has a couple topical surface rust spots. Other than that, it's in perfect condition. The exterior rust, I have a little bit of spot behind the passenger side front tire and one behind the driver's side rear tire. It's not even into the inner fender well, which is one of the big pain in the keisters on the rear of these A-body GMs, is that inner fender well can be a real biatch. But I'm very lucky I don't have to deal with the inner fender wells, pretty sure, on either side, so that's nice. There's a little bit of rust around the trunk gutter in the back. You know, I'm going to be doing all the paint and body work myself. I shouldn't have any problem. A little bit of a learning curve with today's materials. I haven't done paint and body work in a number of years. I have learned that today's materials are so different. There's a big learning curve there, but that's all I've got for now. You know, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoy the journey. If you have any suggestions on my video, please share them. I'm a complete newbie to this, and come along with me. We'll do a walk around next.